guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Cardiff City World, and this is an interesting one. This is the big one, as they say, top versus second. We're looking at Bradford City's trip to Cardiff City. Can Cardiff City maintain their 100% record at home? Can they continue to not concede goals from open play in the league? Can Barry Murphy maintain the winning form, but can he bring back the momentum from pre-international break? This is the top of the table showdown in League One. Cardiff come into this sitting top, unbeaten, as we say, 5 wins, 2 draws in 7 matches, and that's 17 points, 12 goals scored, only 2 conceded. Bradford just sit behind in second, 8 games, they've won 5, 2 drawn, 1 lost. They've scored 14, but they've conceded 10. So while they're dangerous going forward, they may be vulnerable at the back. But let's start with the Bluebirds. Under Barry Murphy, Cardiff have looked sharp, they've looked disciplined, they've looked slowly but surely really starting to see his tactical identity come through. The numbers back that up. Of course, you go to SofaScore, things like that, and Cardiff have kept 5 clean sheets in 7 games so far, and the only 2 goals they've conceded is from penalties. That gives them the best defensive record in the League One. And the back line, whether it's Dylan Lawler, who's been far and away the best defender, Will Fish, who's been exquisite, Joe Bagan, Ronan Kipakio, all just sensational. But then you have new signing Gabriel Osho, made his debut in midweek and looked good. Callum Chambers, Perry Ng, the experienced heads. So going forward, the goals have been spread around a little bit. Yusuf Salic has been the focal point with a good link-up play. Has only picked up a couple of goals. Ruben Colwell has chipped in with a couple and a few assists. It's interesting, but Ruben in particular, he's averaging 4.3 progressive passes per 90, one of the highest in the squad, and 2.1 key pass per game. And according to the SofaScore again, that creativity between the lines is what sets Cardiff apart from the most of the teams they've come up against in this division so far. Form-wise, Cardiff have drawn 2-2 most recently with Stockport before beating Exeter 1-0 without really getting out of second gear in the cup. They've showed ruthlessness during this season. Plymouth, Wimbledon, Luton, Rotherham, they were ruthless. They have to find that ruthlessness again. This is a really interesting League One fixture, I've got to say. And then you look at Bradford, and you know, they've come straight up from League Two. They've got that winning mentality. They've got that excitement. From their 8 matches, they've scored 14 goals. They have conceded those 10, as I say, but that averages to 1.75 goals scored every game. They've got the experienced danger man as a striker, Andy Cook, but they've also got the likes of Donny Pointer, who scored a couple. They've got Sarovic. They've got Defile, and their wing-backs in Tyreek Wright and Nufile are really, really good, and they will cause Cardiff City problems. And Ryan Winter will be a vital player in this game because he'll be covering those full-backs when they get forward. The midfield, they've got some decent players too, and I think Cardiff's best form for me is attack. I think we look best when we're trying to move the ball quickly and get at teams, and I think that's also Bradford's weakness. But when you look at the game tactically, you know, for Cardiff, it's going to all be about tempo. When they can move the ball quickly, 1-2 touch, Colwell linking the play, whether that's Turnbull then or Joel Colwell, keeping it ticking, Ryan Wintle, they can overwhelm sides. And if they slow it down, that's when they can be dragged about. That's when other teams can be physical. If Cardiff can keep the tempo high, and they can keep the high press, and they can keep the pressure and overload their teammates or their opposition, then that midfield battle is going to be massive. I think Ryan Wintle's going to be vital in this, but I also think the work rate of Joel Colwell could come into it, maybe off the bench. But I'm reluctant to see a change in the starting 11 that's done us so well at home. But we shall see. The manager will make that pick. Out wide, Chris Willock's been sensational. Keane Ashford's been good, although he's struggled a little bit in recent games. Looked better in the midweek. You've got Callum Robinson scored. You've got Isaac Davis has looked really sharp. So there's a few players that are giving Brian Barry Murphy a lot of problems in his selections. For Bradford, will they go with Cook as a focal point, or will they go with the more mobile, offensive sort of front three of Saviovic, Swan and Poynton? That's fascinating to me. If they go with the more mobile front line, I think that could play into Cardiff's hands in a lot of ways, but we shall see, of course. The key men for me, well, Cardiff, I think, going forward, the key man is Ruben Colwell. But I do think Ryan Wintle's got a massive role to play with this, because if Kipakiao and Bagan go forward, the wide areas of Bradford are really strong, and that's where they could get at us if we haven't got the cover. Of course, Dylan Lawler is always going to be integral to the way we play, the way we defend. He pushes into the midfield to get tight, but he also gets on the ball and breaks lines with his passing. He's a really exciting player, and we've got a video out on him tonight. Please do check that out. It's at 6 o'clock because, of course, it's Graham Kavanagh night tonight, so we're going to have a great time at the live event. If you're not there, you should be there. It's going to be fantastic. If you are there, I'll see you there. But yes, we have a video out on Dylan Lawler tonight, and of course this preview now. For Bradford, Andy, if they do go with Andy Cook, I think he's always one who's going to cause problems. And if you can get the ball out to Tyreek Wright, and you can get him out wide, and you can get him whipping the ball in and putting the ball into dangerous areas for the likes of Cook, that's when they can cause problems. Don't sleep on their centre-backs. They can be quite dangerous in set pieces and corners. So again, it's a really fascinating one. Cardiff's best defensive record in the league. Bradford, not so great in defensive record, but score a lot of goals. Recipe for a 0-0 if ever I've seen one. I actually don't think it'll be 0-0. I believe it's going to be Cardiff 2, Bradford 1. I think this might be the one where Cardiff finally concede from open play. Maybe. But a lot of it will depend on the selection. If Brian Barry Murphy, in my opinion, plumps for the experience of Chambers and NG, then I think he's going to create his own problems. If he sticks with what's got him to where he is so far this season, I can see that overrunning Bradford City, and I can see Bradford really struggling to cope with the press and the pace and the aggression of it all. So I'm really excited to see what he goes with. I'll be there. If you're there, come say hello, of course. And I really hope to see Callum Kavanagh, but I don't think he's going to make it. But he's got a shin injury, so it looks like he's going to miss out, sadly, which is a bit gutting. But there we go. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what do you think the score is going to be? What do you think Brian Barry Murphy should do with the 11? And what would your 11 be? Until next time, I will see you again. Keep the faith, my friends, and make sure you check out the post-match show live on Cardiff City World tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. And of course, my instant reaction will be up on Dragon Sports on their YouTube straight after the game. See you in a bit.